Welcome, everybody, to our post game. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but we're going to be going live in just a minute. You're listening and watching the Real Talk Sports Show Super Bowl 55 recap coming up right now. As you can hear kind of in the background here, we're trying to get that audio and the video up here for you here. We're here bringing it to you from on the scene here from ATL to Tampa Bay. It's rocking, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, I don't want to say shook up the world, but the bottom line is they have knocked off the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. Tom Brady really did it again. And again, we're going to try to go to the screen here and see if we can go ahead and go into the live locker room so you guys can get a peek at that. And hopefully we'll be able to get that on the air for you so you guys can check it out for yourselves. And here we go into the live locker room post game. And you guys there are getting a look there at the Tampa Bay. Evidently, you guys can't actually hear the video audio from on sharing our screen. We're very, very sorry about that. We're hoping that we'll be able to get that audio in there for you, but evidently that you guys cannot hear it. I can hear it, but you cannot. So again, we'll have to bring you guys the video of the game later on in the broadcast. Again, we apologize that you guys cannot hear us. And right now, we're not exactly sure what is going on with the audio, but we're going to double check it, and we'll get you back on here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and make sure we got some audio cracking here. And evidently, we got to see if we can hear and switch over. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. Hope everything is coming through loud and clear. I hope and pray. Like I said, we got to apologize. We weren't able to get in the audio, the audio from the press conference. But we're going to go over here and do as we always do. When we have a little technological problems, we're going to put the beauty and the lovely on the screen. Here is our co-host, the lovely Miss Tree Dolman is in the building. Tree, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing great. So we got great video here. I'm gonna pop this up again so people can see it. We have the video. This is actually the locker room post game. I'll pop this up so everybody can take a quick peek at it. This is the post game. This is how it looks here in Tampa Bay. That's the live shot. And there he is right there. I'm gonna try to get this here. We can kind of maneuver him around a little bit. But that is the look. That's what it looks like in the locker room. And we tried to get the audio, but the audio is not complying with us. But that's what it looks like in the locker room. As you can see, the players are extremely happy to be there. They're excited about this victory. And what do you think about your prediction coming true?
I think that I called it again. So I did know that whoever won the game tonight would have to play great defense. And I feel that honestly, defense was a big part of the game because if you look at the beginning of the game, uh-oh.
All right. We have a little freeze screen action. I think you're back.
Oh no, I didn't freeze. I was wondering. I wasn't sure if you were about to go to something else because I heard noise.
Nope.
But no, defense made great plays. If you look at the beginning of the game, if defense didn't knock down a few of those balls, the game would have definitely been different. There would have been some touchdowns that would have been scored. But you have to hand it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They played amazing defense. And as I said, you have to be able to stop great teams from scoring. And with them running the high safeties really made a big difference in the game as well. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their defense was phenomenal tonight, and they really made a difference in the game.
Yeah, no question. They played. I tell people, it really reminded me, and I think I talked about a little bit that in the preview. It did remind me of a game that was played approximately 25 years ago. We had a similar situation. We had the San Francisco 49ers, a team that had at that time the GOAT, Joe Montana, coming against a young gunslinger who had broken every conceivable record, passing record there was in Dan Marino. And everybody was talking about the high-flying Miami offense. I think that year I know they were in the top 5. Might have been the very best offensive team in the league. And in essence, there was an insult to that defense. And I think the same thing with Tampa Bay. One of the players popped on and talked about the fact that everybody kind of wrote them off and said they couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes, but very much like Bill Walsh, we had Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles put together a very unique defense where they actually had what apparently was a 2-4-5, where they played 2 down linemen in Sue and Vita Vea, 4 linebackers using the great speed of Devin White, and, of course, an umbrella back there of 5 defensive backs, which pretty much didn't give any lanes for Patrick Mahomes to throw in at all.
Oh, no. They say you're not going to beat us long. You're going to have to throw the ball in front of us, but you're not getting behind us. And so that defense really made a big difference in the game today.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what it's all about. As they say, defense wins championships, and we certainly saw that today. Certainly got to give hats off awful to Tom Brady. If anybody thought that he was not the GOAT before this game, I think those questions are now answered. He has won more Super Bowls than any team has won. He's won one more than his New England Patriots and one more than the Pittsburgh Steelers, who both had 6.
Yes. And he got the MVP, which anybody could have predicted that. But yeah, I mean, Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. And you finally saw him smiling tonight. He was happy. He's like, okay, the mission is complete. Now I can enjoy it. And it was just a joy to see.
And that's always been his philosophy. His philosophy is, hey, listen, I'm coming into this to win Super Bowls. I'm not here to get to the playoffs. I'm not here to get to the AFC or NFC title games. I want to go to the playoffs, and there's no doubt that he showed what he could do and what he's about. As I believe this is his 4th MVP, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check that. I know it's definitely 3, could be 4, but the bottom line is Tom Brady now sets himself apart from everyone else with not 1, not 3, not 5, but 7 Super Bowl championship. Pretty soon, if he keeps this up, he's going to run out of fingers to put rings on.
He is, and those rings are so large anyway, you can't even fit them on a finger.
Oh, yeah, it's just
they look more
incredible.
like belt buckles than rings.
You know, they really do. I mean, I got a chance to see a couple of them in person. I know you've seen several of them, and literally it looks like you got two. You need like 2 or 3 fingers on each hand to kind of get one of these Super Bowl wings on there. It's just like incredible. I mean, what these guys are able to do. I mean, how these guys, these jewels, are able to put these rings together are just incredible because they are huge. But anyway,
They
that's
are
the story, guys.
huge.
That is it. And you knew, like I said, I got to give you props. I mean, you called it early on that Tampa Bay was going to handle their business, and they did.
Yeah, I just had a feeling. And the main thing is, I don't go off of what everyone else was saying. As we know, everybody was predicting the Kansas City Chiefs to go in there and beat Tampa Bay at home for the Super Bowl, and even if they weren't playing at home. But I just look at how teams are playing. And I know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, towards the end of the season, is when they were really starting to gel. If you look at it, after their break, after their bye week, they've been undefeated since then. So it's not a matter of how you start the season, it's how you finish the season that makes a big difference. And that's what I was looking at, how Tom Brady was connecting with his players. And that's exactly why I thought that they would go to the Super Bowl. And then once they were there, that's why I predicted that they would win.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, they did what they had to do. I mean, they went in there, they played a phenomenal game. Their defense was on point, and that's how you win. I mean, that's exactly how you win. You play great defense, you have a great scheme, and then most of all, you implement the scheme. So, like I said, hats off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm trying to see if we can get some of these stats up here for us to take a peek at. Tom Brady, MVP is wide. 21 of 29 for 200 yards, but more importantly, 3 touchdowns. And really the backbreaker after a couple of Kansas City penalties, the big touchdown pass at the end of the half, which really made the difference. It went from a very manageable 14-6 score to a 21-6 score. And I think for me, that pretty much was ball game.
Really?
well, I'll tell you why, because up to that point, Tampa Bay's defense clearly seemed like they had the upper hand. And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs seemed to be a little bit off pace. The other thing, too, was the Chiefs had 9 penalties. And when I see all those types of penalties, I'm thinking a couple of things. Number one, the teams either have too much adrenaline, they might be a little bit too tight, they're pressing. And so you go down 14-6, you go in the locker room, have a chance to regroup, you can take that deep breath. But just like what happened with Green Bay in the championship game, when you get that punch in the gut right before the half, I think that basically it kind of knocks you out of the game as far as your ability to come back. And then the other thing, too, is you're thinking, now we're down 2-3 scores, really, to a guy that's considered the GOAT who normally never, ever, ever chokes away a game. So to me, once I saw that, I said, oh, that could be it.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs went in the locker room thinking that, because you still have a whole half to play. So it's plenty of time to come back with even them having 21 points. So anything is possible. And I've seen a lot of teams come back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a long time. So they still had an entire half to come back. So I don't think that they went in the locker room feeling defeated.
Well, they might not have went in the locker room feeling defeated, but there's no question, I think, that psychologically, yeah, you have Patrick Mahomes, and I think last year they were able to come back against other great teams in the playoffs, like the Titans, like Houston. So we get it, but I just think that there were a lot of wheels turning in those heads when they realized, hey, we're down 21-6 against the GOAT.
I would just have to disagree.
Well, and there we go.
There's no way you can be a great competitor and a great athlete, and just because you're down, and I don't care if you're down against Michael Jordan, I don't care who you're down against. You could be down against the best. The only way that you can actually be a great athlete and a great competitor is that you have to believe in your heart that you can beat them. So I could care less what the score is. Halftime is back at 0-0 pretty much. And so I just have a different philosophy. So I don't think they went in thinking, oh, we're down to Tom Brady and he's the greatest. No, I don't think that's what it was at all.
Yeah, like you said again, I just think it's a confidence type of thing. Let's go here and again look at the stats. You guys can see it here if we got it up on the screen. Let's take a peek at it again. Tom Brady, 21 of 29 for 201 yards. I guess we really can't see it that well on StreamYard, so we'll kind of shut it down. But yeah, 21 of 29, 201 yards, like you said, 3 touchdown passes. How about Rob Gronkowski, a guy that was retired brought up 6 catches, 67 yards. More importantly, 2 touchdown passes. Also, Leonard Fournette was also a big key. And I felt really that was the other big turning point in the game is the fact that Tampa Bay was able to run the ball, because once they were able to run the ball effectively, it now makes the play action fake that Tom Brady uses just more formidable. Leonard Fournette, 16 attempts, 89 yards, 5.6 yards a carry and a touchdown. And Ronald Jones, 12 attempts, 61 yards, 5.1 per carry. So the Tampa Bay running game averaged about 5 yards a carry. And you know and I know that if you can run the ball, that's going to make it pretty tough for anybody to beat you.
Oh, yeah. And I think it was smart. They were up, so why not take time off of the clock? And they were able to continue to move the ball and run time off of the clock. I think it was very smart for them to start running the ball and doing exactly what they were doing. Just keep getting first downs little by little.
Yeah, very unlike the Falcons, who weren't able to understand how to do that in their Super Bowl, give big kudos.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying. I mean, here they are. See, Tampa Bay understood. Tom Brady said, well, hey, I'm not going to get got. I already know what this is about. They ran the ball unmercifully against them in the second half. The only time they tried to throw a couple of passes to just try to catch them off balance, but they ground and pound. It was a wrap. Like you said, if the Falcons had thought about that, then they would have a Super Bowl championship under their belt already. But that's a whole nother story. I'm just saying. That's how I look at that. But yeah, it's been great stuff. I am very disappointed I wasn't able to get the screen shared in here to let you guys take a look. We were able to share it, but you guys weren't able to hear anything. Like you said again, showing you some stuff that's going on in the locker room from Tampa Bay. And I'm gonna try to see if I can do a little switcheroo here. I'm gonna check my camera and see if I can unplug my camera here and pop it in over here to. Maybe you guys might be able to see it. I can at least get you guys the video of what's cooking here. And hopefully they'll be able to see it in just a minute if I ever get this technology to work. That's what happens when you got a lot of moving parts on a live broadcast, but we don't care. We're just excited the fact that we were able to do some Super Bowl coverage. We're just extremely happy that we were able to be part of it, and Tree, that you were able to represent us royally down in Tampa.
Oh, well, thank you. It was such an honor to be down there representing Real Talk Sports, and I had a blast. I really did. It was just so phenomenal just to be in the city, and just I really enjoyed being in front of the pirate ship, in front of their ship, and it was nice.
Yeah, that was like way cool seeing that. I mean, it just was fantastic. That whole view of the city. And being right there on the Riverwalk, it was just great to see. And we are very appreciative of you that you were able to kind of bring it to us, since we were all virtual this year. First time we've done completely virtual coverage. And it's been really, really weird, to be honest with you. Very odd.
It's been a year.
It really has been a year, but we want to encourage everybody to hang in there and to continue to stay safe. We certainly want to, like I said, tell everybody, listen, we understand it's been bumpy and lumpy, but we're just telling you, man, just hang in there a little while longer. Let everything work out, and let this pandemic kind of, I don't want to say go by the wayside, but certainly let it be able to kind of run its course a little bit better. More people, I guess, will have the vaccine and so forth. So we want to encourage everybody to please, sir, stay safe. If you don't have to be in the middle of it, don't. That's why we didn't go down to the Super Bowl. We thought that it would be better for us to stay here, especially since we had the lovely Miss Dolman to be able to represent us. And we still were able to give you guys some great coverage. Thanks to the NFL and their partners, we were able to get you guys, if not live, we certainly were able to get you guys some videotape of all the stuff that was going on. And so, as again, we're very, very appreciative that we were able to do that. And we're very, very appreciative of you. Listen, guys, hey, hang on for a second here. We're going to take a quick little commercial break. You're watching the Real Talk Sports Show, our Super Bowl 55 post game, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
And we are back here at the Real Talk Sports Show. A little bit of Super Bowl 55 recap. And we're very appreciative to you guys who have been with us here on this magnificent journey as we have covered Super Bowl 55. Again, it was pretty much all Tampa winning big, 31-9. And I think the biggest thing that shocked me was that the fact that Tampa Bay, as potent as their offense was, couldn't score a single touchdown.
I'm confused. You said Tampa Bay couldn't score a single touchdown.
I'm sorry, Kansas City couldn't score a single touchdown. My bad.
Oh, I was like, wait, didn't they?
I was like looking in the camera, like, why is she giving me that blank stare? What happened? Did I say something wrong? Yes, I did. Oh,
okay.
gee. That was funny. I'm like, Tree, say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You threw me there because I'm like, wait, I thought Gronk scored twice. And I got you. Yeah, with Kansas City Chiefs. No, honestly, it was the defense. If you think about it, quite a few plays got swatted away. And had they not been swatted away by the defense, there actually would have been some touchdowns that would have been scored by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. Yeah, there's no doubt that yeah, let me get it straight again. That Tampa Bay pulled it out and, like you said, held the potent Chiefs offense to just 9 points. All the points just scored by a guy that actually is well known here in this area. He is the place kicker for the Chiefs. Harrison Butker actually played right down at the Flats in Georgia Tech. Had a chance to watch him when he was here. Let's go to social media, and our main man, affiliate man, says, hey, he said, I told you Brady dominates. Yeah, well,
I said it too. So we see eye to eye.
Yeah, see, I bet you affiliate man, he's probably from Michigan. That's what it is. He's probably from Michigan too. That's the whole. See, now I get the whole story here all wrapped up. That's what's going on.
Well, just to let you know, Jonathan, a lot of people who aren't from Michigan still know that Brady's the best and that he's the greatest. So I won't say that it's just us Michiganders just because he played at the University of Michigan. He gets our support. But how can you not know that Brady is the GOAT? Look at his records. Look at his accolades. He's the greatest.
Listen,
you just can't deny it.
I tell you, buddy, I don't care whether you like the guy, don't like him. I don't care what you're thinking. The realities is that, he has shown that he is the best. There's no doubt about it. Like you said, you can talk to guys before me, old heads. I mean, now it's gotten to the point. And see, this is what I don't like. Mm-hmm. I don't like people to, let their personal feelings overshadow the facts. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, as a guy that covered Atlanta Falcons, as a guy that grew up watching teams outside of New England, yeah, you can feel some kind of way about Tom Brady. And then the other thing people have to do is, people hate winners. Especially consistent winners. People don't like it. People say, I want to see somebody else win.
I remember that's what everybody was saying when the Patriots kept winning the Super Bowl. And I would hear so many people, I can't stand the Patriots. I don't want them to win. I want anybody to win but them. And then I would ask, well, why don't you like them? I just get tired of seeing them win. I want to see somebody else win. I was just like, wow, really? That's the reason you don't want to see the Patriots win, just because they're great and they always win? It's just like, okay. So.
Well, as you can see here, your boy affiliate man has straightened me out. He said he's not a Michigander. He is a Georgia boy. So he's letting you know that, yes, even though he's from Georgia, he appreciates the skills of the GOAT, Tom Brady. And one more time here from affiliate man, he said Brady is coming back. He's actually may try to get his 8th one. And now can Matt Ryan just win one? Just one. Well, I don't know. I mean, you look at, like you said again, this is
I think you and I talked about this before, why it's important for you to seize your opportunities, because you look at what happened 4 years ago. If in fact the Falcons had won that Super Bowl, it could have changed everything. Brady might decide to retire after that game. He might not have wanted to come back anymore. The Falcons could have been in a situation where they were going back for 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. And the team was good enough. Think about this. This team was good enough to get back to the playoffs and be 1 game away from the NFC Championship game after losing in the most debilitating way possible just the year before and having lost to their coaching staff. So there was a team that didn't seize their opportunity. There was a team that was good enough to win a couple of Super Bowls that did not. Now, most likely, the window might be closed on the current contingent of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, the window may be closed for now, but it's always possible for any team. If you look at the beginning of the season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, most people did not expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go to the Super Bowl, and they definitely did not expect for them to win the Super Bowl. And we see that it did happen. So again, it's really not how your season starts, it's what you can do with what you have and how you can utilize your pieces and your tools and then make a great play and finish your season strong. And then you too can possibly be in the Super Bowl. It's really just a matter of putting the right pieces in place.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's why I think what kind of led Mr. Blank and his crew there, Rich McKay, to select Arthur Smith, a guy who was not necessarily the sexiest pick in the land, but a guy that clearly knew how to deal with the cards he was dealt. We look at the Titans, a team that was not necessarily a very good offensive team, but they used the piece they had. They found that they had a stud running back in Derrick Henry. They found they had a quarterback that was serviceable, a guy that had been basically a backup for a while, but they found a way to put in his strengths, and voila, the Titans won the AFC Championship game last year and went back to the playoffs again this year. So I think the whole Falcons crew agrees with you that this team can be turned around sooner rather than later.
Oh, it definitely can. And they did make a big move by getting rid of the coach and hiring a new coach. And I think that was the first step, because you want your players to have a coach that they feel believes in them. And with some of the play calling, I'm not sure that the players were all on board with the last coach. So the fact that they have a new coach, I think that was the first step. And now they just need to fill in some pieces with the draft. And then let's see what the Falcons can do this season.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all going to depend on, who they pick up and who they draft. And again, they can probably take a look at both of these teams that have been in the Super Bowl. And we saw clearly what were the keys to this game. To be able to run the ball, not run the ball. To be able to put pressure on the quarterback or not being able to put pressure on the quarterback. It's really been the same thing that Falcons fans have been saying, in this Matt Ryan run. When are you going to get this situation where you can consistently run the ball and when you can be able to, when needed, put some pressure on the passer? Because that was the recipe for Tampa Bay. Their defense was able to put enough pressure on Patrick Mahomes that he could not make big plays. And then when they got the ball, especially once they had the lead, they were able to control the ball with their running game. So there's your template. Good defense and running. Still the same. 100 years in the NFL, and it's still the same.
Still the same.
Well, let's do this. Let's test our wonderful, wonderful technology one more time. I want to let people take a peek at what you saw down in Tampa Bay. So, guys, if everything works right, cross our fingers, we'll be able to see a little bit of the video of the Riverwalk and Yacht Village. Here we go. And voila, we got a little taste of what you saw. That was the Riverwalk that was behind the Yacht Village. And you couldn't have captured it better. It seemed like you had just the perfect day, sunset in the background. What was it like kind of being on the scene, in the middle of this whole celebration on Super Bowl 55?
Oh, it's just really phenomenal. Just feeling the energy from everybody in Tampa. And when I was heading out, you could see that there were more yachts that were pulling up. By the nighttime, there was not a single space open. There were so many yachts out there. It was just a beautiful sight to see. And everybody was down there having a good time. Everything was lit up. And again, I love seeing this ship in the middle with all of the flags from every team and the Super Bowl 55 logo on the middle of the ship. It was just a beautiful sight to see and a great presence to be in.
Oh, no doubt. And we got a comment from one of your main fans, Mr. Affiliate Man. He said, that's real nice. And it was. I mean, just when I first saw it, I was just kind of blown away. Now, we're going to once again try to check our technology to see if we can now go 2 for 2, because you mentioned the nighttime view was pretty cool, huh? Let's see if we can get a look at the nighttime drive-by in Tampa Bay. We'll be right back. And that was, guys, that was a little bit of the nighttime drive-by, courtesy of the lovely Miss Tree Dolman. And I mean, that looked like it was spectacular. I mean, everything was lit up. Wow.
Yeah.
That was just
every night driving past the stadium with all of the lights, and you can see the beautiful signs, and everything was just lit up, and the entire city was lit up. It was just such a beautiful sight to see. So I had to record it.
Yeah, it just was phenomenal here. And we're gonna do this again here. Now, you guys won't be able to hear this, but I want you again to take a look at what it looks like here in the well, not really the locker room, but what it looks like in the post-game situation here. So we'll let you guys kind of take a peek again. You won't be able to hear anything, but I want you guys to see the visual of what it looks like. So that's what it looks like as they're getting set up to go on behind the mic. Nobody's there now. They've just left the podium, but that's what it looks like live on the screen in Tampa Bay. And hopefully we'll be able to let you guys at least see the visual as some of the athletes approach the podium a little bit later on in the broadcast. But it's just that's what Super Bowl's all about. I mean, it's about fanfare. It's about history. Tell us the other thing too is being married to a Hall of Famer. What it was like when you were able to accompany your late husband to some of these events that the NFL puts on.
It was like no other. I've been in love with Super Bowl since high school and loved my Detroit Lions since I was a young girl. And I've been a football fanatic, always supported my football team in college and everywhere I've been. And to go to the events with my husband, first of all, they were just priceless because, as the saying goes, it's not where you go, but who you go with. And my husband just made everything special just because I was with him. Actually, was looking at pictures and I posted a video of my hubby and I when we were at the Taste of the NFL for Super Bowl 53 when it was here in Atlanta. And I just had so much fun. I got coached by Pro Football Hall of Famer Morton Anderson and my hubby. They both coached me before I went and kicked the simulator for kicking a field goal, and I didn't make it, but I was just so excited. And you see me cheering myself on and my hubby saying that was better because he was always my number one fan. So anywhere that we went together was really phenomenal, and just experiencing all of the festivities for Super Bowl 53 when it was here in Atlanta, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They honored my husband at the Merlin Olsen luncheon, and that was just very special. And just seeing the history of the game and learning the game through his eyes, which really has me looking at the game in a completely different light than the way I was looking at it before I was with him, because he explained a lot of things that I didn't pay attention to. And just it's just really phenomenal. And also just even being a part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and all of the events that they put on for Super Bowl, and seeing the incoming class that will get inducted in August of 2021. It's just really a wonderful experience. So it's truly a blessing. And I can just say that my husband just was the greatest man ever, and everything with him was just a wonderful experience.
Well, certainly anybody that is familiar with you, you have done a wonderful job of chronicling that, both when he was alive and certainly honoring his memory now. Let's go back here to social media and get some more comments here as we continue our live broadcast of the recap here. And that was from Affiliate Man. He's saying what we all have said over the years. Sorry for the loss, and just so appreciative of how you have kept Chris's memory alive. A lot of people don't know Chris actually played a couple years here with the Atlanta Falcons as well. So he is beloved here in Atlanta, as well as his real crowning city, Minnesota, where he did most of his work with the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, a big shout out because I believe he played a year or two with the San Francisco 49ers as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did. He played 10 years with the Minnesota Vikings, 3 years with the San Francisco 49ers, and 2 years here with the Falcons. And my husband actually went to the Pro Bowl for all 3 teams, which is something that's rarely done in the NFL, for teams to go to the Pro Bowl for every team that they played for.
Oh,
and
no doubt.
You, Affiliate Man. I appreciate your words. It's definitely been the toughest thing I've had to go through, but God definitely gives me strength.
Again, we are very appreciative of you here, and we're going to try once again to get our screen to share properly here. This was actually one of the earlier interviews with the guy that was really the only shining light for Kansas City, and he, again, is a hometown favorite. He played right here at Georgia Tech. We're going to try to see if we can get some of the video from Harrison Butker. He is, again, the kicker for Kansas City, and he played right here at Georgia Tech. Let's see if we can get some of his interviews from the pregame in just a second. Let's go ahead and pop on that, and we'll try to get him up on the screen right now.
Harrison, you hear me?
Yep.
So I know a lot goes into studying
whole
the
screen
weather and the wind when you're kicking in an outdoor stadium. How much of the stadium dimensions goes into it? When I think of Raymond James, I think of the open ends on the sides. So how do you study the dimensions of a stadium?
That's interesting. When I think of the dimensions,
and hopefully everybody can hear that this time.
In Pittsburgh, Heinz Field, how they have that kind of open end zone with the the water's right there, and that can kind of add a lot of wind.
All right. Well, unfortunately, our YouTube is doing a little buffering there.
Tampa, it was nice that we were able to play there earlier in the year, and I didn't notice too much wind there. I know both end zones are pretty similar, I guess, and that they're both kind of open. I know one end zone has the ship there.
All right.
I mainly focus though on, if it's going to rain. And for this game, I think it's 70% chance of rain. And then how high the wind's going to be. And the fact that we did play there and it wasn't too bad, I'm not that concerned. And luckily we have, 2 hours on the field before the.
Well, unfortunately, our live stream audio from YouTube is not being cooperative, but we are very, very thankful that we're able to at least get some of that interview with Harrison Butker. Like I said, again, big shout out to him. He is a big got a big fan base here in Georgia. Obviously, playing with Georgia Tech. The other thing I want to let you guys take a quick peek. Now, you can't hear the audio, but I do want to share the screen so at least you guys can see this, because this again is what it looks like down in Tampa as Tom Brady the MVP is now on the rostrum, and hopefully we'll be able to see him. Like I say again, you guys won't be able to hear him, but hopefully we'll be able to see him in just a moment. And there it is. There's Tom Brady. You guys can see him right there on the screen. As you can see, he's a very happy man.
No, we don't see Brady.
We don't see Brady. Okay, well, we're not sure why we don't see Brady. Let's get our screen down here and see why we're not seeing him. All right, well, so much for that, guys. You have to wait until the actual tape. Tomorrow, we actually will be able to see Tom Brady, but he is on the roster right now as we speak. He is all smiles, as you would expect, knocking off the Kansas City Chiefs to be able to win Super Bowl number 7. Let's go here back to social media here. Affiliate Man says here, Case seemed to come out slow and lack energy. The rest of the coach's son, I think, affected the team. Tree, what do you think about that?
I definitely think that the arrest of the son, partially, very small part, affected the team because it was in their mind. But if you look at the way they played, it was not, I don't really feel that they came out slow. I think that they were making great plays. It's as I said earlier, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were not playing great defense and making great stops, then the Kansas City Chiefs would have scored a touchdown at the beginning of the game. So I really can't say that the Kansas City Chiefs came out dull or they did not come out on fire. It was just that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense really were playing phenomenal. Their defense made so many great stops. They swatted so many balls. You have to give them their props. So it wasn't that Kansas City Chiefs weren't doing their job. It's just that the Buccaneers were doing their job and their defense was able to stop a lot of the great throws that Patrick Mahomes was throwing. And it made a big difference.
Yeah, no doubt. So if you looked at that game, it really was all about defense, the ability to, again, put pressure on Brady. Kudos to Todd Bowles, a guy who had even come into this being known as a defensive guru. He had it all on display here in the biggest game of the year. Again, coming up with a very interesting formation, specifically geared to stop the Kansas City Chiefs offense. A 2-4-5. So what you basically have 2 down linemen clogging up the middle, and Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea. And you have 4 linebackers, including a guy who I really think was the defensive MVP and would have been the MVP of the game had it not been for the outstanding play of Tom Brady, and that's Devin Smith. And, of course, having an umbrella defensive backfield set up where you had 5 defensive backs, basically playing a nickel defense the entire game as far as defensive backs with almost like a double 2 deep. So big kudos to Todd Bowles for coming up with a defensive scheme. And, not to throw any shade on anybody, but kind of it takes a look at Kansas City because Kansas City really never made any adjustments the whole game offensively to counter that.
I think they tried because if you noticed at one point they started running the ball, and I think what their game plan was to keep running the ball and getting first downs, and then they were hoping to get past the defense and then pull those 2 guys that were back up, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't fall for their trick. So even though they were able to make a couple of first downs and make some movements with their running the ball, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not change their position. And I think that's what Kansas City Chiefs were betting on.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I mean, that was the one thing I was kind of taken aback at. Now, of course, and see, that's what I meant by the difficulty, not so much in the confidence of the players for Tampa Bay, but that last touchdown now to some degree altered the way you could attack the game because you're down 14-6 with the ball. Now you can do exactly what we just talked about. Now you can use your running game to force Tampa Bay to come out of that, 2-4-5 defense, but they did not. It just did not happen. All right, so let's go ahead here and go back to social media again. Affiliate Man, I believe he got some mocking of Andy Reid. He said, "Did you see Andy Reid's mask?" He said it was way too small. He looked, yeah. Well, no, you know what happens? I'll tell you something with the mask wearing. Okay, and I go through this every day because I work. I don't want to reveal. Well, I can reveal the dealership because you see the advertisements all the time. Allen Vigil, Ford, and Lincoln. So as I watch clients come in their tree, it is really. I wish sometime I could have a video of the clients and even some of my fellow employees. I mean, the different types of techniques of mask wearing are very comical.
Yeah, sometimes I just look at people and just say, interesting when I see how they wear their masks.
Right. We
But
got him. We got him here. I'm going to let you guys take over the screen for a second because I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab one of my masks and let you guys kind of see some of the bizarre mask wearing that we have from time to time. So I'm going to let you take the floor here for just 1 second here as we continue to do that. And again, just continue to tell people about some of the. No, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on a second. Why do that? I forgot. We do have some wonderful things to talk about. And we're going to let you guys take a look at the video. And you'll see a guy on video who's a very happy man because he's now a Hall of Famer. Stay tuned.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports.
Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right. Here's improper mask wearing number one that I always see. People wearing the mask and not covering their nose. That's one of my all-time favorites right there. There you go. I don't know if you see this tree where you are, but this is what I get a lot of. Now, folks, yes, you're protecting your spittle, but what about your nose? That's supposed to be covered for your sake. All right, let's go social media right here. We're going back now to, we got a lot of people talking on here. We got Roman God 5. Let's pull this off now so you can be here. Good. Hold on, let me get another improper mask wearing. Here's another thing that we see sometimes, the one eye mask. All right, let's go to Roman God 5. He said, when are they going to change the name of the Lombardi Trophy to the Brady Trophy? Yeah, how about that? Well, that's a good possibility. And what else he says? All right, now this is here. Here's the funny one of the day. On or Robert says, was the Super Bowl today? And who won the Super Bowl? All right. I'm not sure where On or Robert is or from. Maybe he's from Australia, but let's review again. The final score, Tampa Bay 31 and the Kansas City Chiefs 9. For all those of you who were curious about that. And here we have a Roman God 5. He's also trying to people and let them know that, in fact, it was today. And Tampa Bay did win. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, so we'll go back to the thing again. It's just when you look at this game, it really came down to defense. It came down to the fact that Tampa Bay had a scheme that really Kansas City had no answer for. And like I just mentioned before we went to the break, bottom line is when you go down, normally, I know some Falcon fans don't come away, but normally in the Super Bowl, the precedence is if you have a 10-point or more lead, normally you're able to win that game, except through the Falcons. And the reason why is because it makes it very, very difficult for the team to continue to play the game that they wanted to play, because in order to play whatever game plan you have set up, the game has to be close. Well, if you say I'm throwing the ball a lot, I'm running a lot, in order for you to do your thing, the game has to be close. And like you said, once Tampa Bay went up by 15 at the half, and I said with the go to the controls, I could have turned the game off right then and there. Enjoyed myself. I have a question for you, Tree. Now, I know everybody has a traditional kind of Super Bowl meal. What did you munch on during the game today?
I munched on what I love to snack on, which are the lime Tostitos and the salsa.
Now, this is spoken by a true beauty queen. No, she didn't say I had a burger with fries. She didn't talk anything about a big cheese dip. She kept it real simple. Lime flavored corn chips and salsa. And just so you guys know, both of those are low fat.
Oh, are they? Okay.
No, they are. No, seriously. I mean, corn chips. I mean, normally, unless there's something that you get from the, directly from the restaurant where they kind of just fry those straight in oil. If you get corn chips from the store, you look at them, they have way less less fat than potato chips. And certainly salsa's got way less fat than any kind of dip you can think of. Let's go back to social media here. We got Roman got 5. He said Breeze who, Rodgers who, Mahomes who. They're all nothing compared to Brady.
Whoa.
Said they're all amateurs.
Okay.
He just put it out there. He said, bottom line, these guys don't hold a candle to Mr. Brady at all. Also, let's go back to affiliate man. He's asking the questions. Are there any concerns that the Falcons' new head coach has no experience? Tree, what do you think about that? The fact that the new guy's got no previous head coaching experience.
Yes, small concern here just because looking at his history. But I do believe in giving people chances, and he's the new head coach. So I actually am going to wait to see what he does. You never know. Sometimes people are really great at different positions and all they need is that opportunity to shine. And so maybe when he was going in for his interviews, he talked about his game plan and what he would do as a head coach and where he saw the team going. And maybe his plan is a phenomenal plan. And maybe that's part of the reason why they hired him, outside of the fact that his father and the owner know each other and they're friends. But I do believe in giving people chances. So I would just love to see what he does. And you never know. He may shock us all.
Time to put the shades on that note. She said, I don't want to say there's any nepotism because the families know one another. She said, I will say that. What? But no, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I get the point. And again, the question was from affiliate man, any concerns that the new Falcons coach has no head coach experience? Well, really no, because if you look at most teams, that's what they're kind of getting when they kind of have a, want to have a new start, when they want to have a change in culture, they get someone who's not previously been a head coach. That seems to be what most of these teams kind of do. And let's face it, it's been successful. I mean, one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL. Matter of fact, his name adorns the box of your PlayStation games, John Madden. John Madden was a young guy, wasn't even 40 years old, had no head coaching experience at all when he took over the Raiders in the late 60s. And throughout the decade of the 1970s, he made them one of the most dominant teams in the NFL as far as winning record during the regular season. And had it not been for the fact they played at the same time as the great Pittsburgh Steelers and Dallas Cowboys, they might have been the Patriots of the 70s. So, yeah, it's been a long-time track record. You look at Sean McVay in Los Angeles. He didn't have any head coaching experience.
That's true. But most head coaches that they hire, you're either the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator. That's typically where it goes. That's typically where most head coaches come from. You're either the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator.
Right.
Which is pretty much running the offense or running the defense.
And again, guys, this is nothing new. I know that, we all kind of live in a vacuum here, but I would remind people of the wonderful thing called Google. And if you Google the names of Mr. Lombardi, Vince Lombardi, and you Google the name of Tom Landry, you will see that both of these gentlemen were legendary coaches, Hall of Fame coaches, but both of them got their starts, instantly enough, as coordinators. And here's the crazy thing. They both were coordinators on the same team, the New York Football Giants. Lombardi was I believe he was the offensive coordinator for the Giants of their great championship teams, and Mr. Landry was the defensive coordinator. So, yeah, the coordinators track is the way to go. And I'm just waiting to see what the Falcons are going to do with this team to see if they can, again, make one more run before the end of the tenure of Mr. Julio Jones and Mr. Matt Ryan. It'd be nice to see one of those guys get a Super Bowl ring here in Atlanta. Love to see it. Well, I can't believe it. Time is flying by. I know you guys like to stay with us with midnight, especially when you can look at the lovely Miss Dolman and you can see the handsome, suave fellow like myself. But, however, we have to let you guys go because we know it is work time tomorrow. But we are going to go to social media one more time. Our good friend affiliate man, he says the Falcons are the. Oh man, doggone it. That's Roman God 5. He's woo. Lord have mercy. All right. So let's hit him one more time. He said Lombardi won 5 titles and 2 Super Bowls. That's correct. Yeah, and that's why the Super Bowl trophy is named after him. I would not be surprised at some point in time. I don't know if we'll still be alive to see it, but they might amend the name. They normally don't do that. You think about in the case of hockey, it's been the Lord Stanley Trophy for their champion for such a long time. Normally, they don't do that type of thing, but I would not be surprised if they would make it either the Lombardi Belichick Trophy or the Lombardi Brady Trophy, since both of those two guys have played in or have been a part of so many Super Bowls down the road. All right. Back to social media one more time here. Affiliate man gets the last one in. He said, can Julio play hurt all the time? Tree, talk to us about the idea of athletes before we go playing through injury and what that really takes to do that.
The first thing that it takes is mental toughness. Let me tell you, I've played through some injuries myself where I had to get my ankle taped up and go back out there. But when you really are, I don't want to say a true athlete, because you can be a true athlete, but just not really mentally tough. But when you are mentally tough, your mission, you want to get on that court. That's why you work so hard off of the court, is so that you can get on that court and win championships. And especially for NFL players, a lot of people don't even realize how many NFL players play through injuries. A lot of times you don't even know that they're injured, but they're playing through the injury because they want to stay out there, and a lot of their contracts are not guaranteed. So they want to stay out there, make money. They do not want the teams to know that they're injured, and so they play through injuries. And even with Julio playing through injuries where most people are aware of, it's part of the game. So I'm not surprised. And it does take that mental toughness to be able to do that, because it's not easy.
And again, I'm glad you talked about that, because a lot of people think it's just a physical thing, but you do have to have mental discipline. You do also have to have Julio. See, people don't understand what makes people great is they have something unique that sets them apart. Greatness is not just given out to everybody, nor is it developed by everybody. Greatness is in that smallest percentage of percentage. So in the case of Julio Jones, Julio will tell you he has a unique gift, which is an extremely high pain threshold. Julio Jones plays in games that the average player would not play in, but he has a very high pain threshold, so he's able to do that. So that's his gift. That's what's part of his greatness. And then, of course, his ability to train and his God-given gift that he is, in fact, honed, which is great strength, quickness, and speed, and of course, hand-to-eye coordination. All right, let's go back to social media. They just don't want to let us go. Let's go here and hit back to Roman God. Let's see if we can pop him up here. Roman God 5. Eddie Powell is saying, let's go Bucks. He's been waiting to say that. Come on, tell the truth, brother. You've been saying that for years, right? You've been waiting to say that.
Hey, I'm not mad at him. The Bucks fans are going wild. Tampa Bay right now is off the chain. I already know it.
Let's go to Roman God 5. He's hitting back at affiliate man. He says, ask Rodgers that question. His spirit is broken after going 1 for 4 in the NFC Championship games. Roman God throwing some shade tonight. Well, he get on the Falcons. He getting on Aaron Rodgers. Oh, gun it. All right. One more time. Good best shout out for Eddie Powell. And let's go back here to affiliate man here. The former GM guys hurt the team. Huge contract. Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing you got to look at, which I know is tough for Falcons fans to kind of swallow. If you looked at the playoffs this year, there were a lot of guys who at one point had played for the Falcons that were on other teams that were in the playoffs. I'm just saying. So we know clearly that a lot of the Falcons' problems was in coaching. And so that's why they made the move. That's why Mr. Blank took a young man that is familiar with taking a team that was playing from underneath their level and got them up to playing championship level. And that's what he's hoping to get out of Arthur Smith. All right. Roman God 5.
I did say that I didn't think it was the talent with the Falcons.
You did say it. You're absolutely right. We're going back out here to Periscope again, Twitter TV. Roman God 5 says it's now Tampa Bay instead of Tampa Bay. Philip Man he's saying good night. He's signing off here to make sure to sign off to you, Tree. Affiliate Man says good night. And we're going to say good night. He's one of our, listen, Affiliate Man, we appreciate you, brother, because not only does he watch the show, but he also shares it on Periscope, which is very big for our views, which are really going through the roof tonight. So we thank God for those of you who watch. Before we leave you here, as we sign off as we normally do, we want to let you guys get one more look and signing off the right way, which is Trees Ride by Tampa Bay Stadium. All right, guys, until the next time, God bless you and have a great night. Good night, everybody.